Howdy y'all, it is Echo here, and I am back for another 911 Lone Star episode review. Today we're going to be talking about Season 5, Episode 5, titled Thunderstruck. But before we get started, I just wanted to show you guys something. So this past week we had my church's annual Trunk and Treat, and this year I dressed up as Ranger Reyes. Yes, I did the 911 Lone Star theme a few years ago, and I dressed up as Officer Reyes. So now that he has a new job title and it's a final season, I was like, let's go as Ranger Reyes. And it was a hit. Everyone loved it. I created a theme that there was a candy thief and my dog was the candy thief. It was so much fun, and even Rafa saw it, which was so cool. But let's get back and let's talk about the episode.
Pulse. He's starting to go rigor.
All right, we'll just call it in from the bus.
Are you thinking heart attack?
Could be a stroke, maybe. That's for the ME to decide.
It was a good try, Cap.
Whoa.
I'm gonna call animal control, Cap.
How do... Come on. Whoa, hey,
He's bolting.
No, he's not. He's saying goodbye.
The 126 are called to an outdoor bar for a man unconscious on a horse. And y'all, they have a difficult time stopping this horse. First, they try beer, and when that doesn't work, Owen has to use his lasso skills to stop the horse. Unfortunately, the man on the horse is already dead. Hey, at least he tried to save them. But what I adored most is how the horse had to say goodbye to his owner. Animals know, and they have feelings. I see it day in and day out as a volunteer at a local shelter. I see dogs who come in after losing owners, dogs who have been abandoned, and dogs who have been abused. And these dogs can feel, and I know that other animals can too. So I think it was beautiful that the horse needed to say goodbye. I know if I happened to die before my dog, I would want her to have the chance to say goodbye, to see my body so she knows that I didn't abandon her.
Hey everyone, I wanted to introduce you to Thunder.
Yeah, that's that horse from the bar and grill?
Oh, the one that Hulk smashed that bar and grill.
He has a medical condition that gives him unwanted physical responses.
Yeah, like what? Like he goes berserk?
And his owner was putting him down. And I couldn't just do nothing.
So you adopted him?
No, I'm just gonna board him until I can find somebody who will. I already got a lead on some good folks.
The son of the guy who died on the horse was going to put the horse down. The horse had a condition that causes some unwanted behaviors. Things like glasses and balloons can trigger this horse, causing him to go mad. Owen, who's still dealing with the guilt of giving up on his brother, takes the horse in hopes of finding it a home. Unfortunately, that is challenging. I found myself relating to this story a lot, because if I were Owen, I'd probably do the same thing. Yes, I believe in euthanasia if an animal is unable to have a good quality of life. But this horse, I believe, can still have a good quality of life with the right owner willing to put in the work. From experience, I've seen dogs come into the shelter with some behavior issues. Now, that doesn't make them a bad dog. And a lot of the times, with love, patience, and hard work, these dogs' behaviors can change. Now, will the horse's triggers ever stop? Who knows, maybe. I just think the horse needs someone to love him and just be patient.
He bites, he bucks, and he genuinely seems to enjoy the sound of people screaming.
You know, a horse only pulls that crap because he knows he can get away with it. Yeah, most of my training isn't on the horses. It's on the riders. The behaviors you described, not a stable in town would take him.
Yeah, tell me something I don't know.
If you want to save this animal, I need full buy-in.
What does that mean exactly?
Subjecting yourself to the most humbling, grueling, quite possibly lethal experience of your life.
This leads to the final scene where Owen meets Wyatt's mom, Marlene. I know I said Owen shouldn't start another relationship, but I could be here for this one. Owen's track record with women hasn't been good, but I like Marlene, and I know they'll be spending a lot of time together with Thunder, so I'm sure they'll get to know each other very well. And I'm excited to see how this dynamic plays out between Marlene, Thunder, and Owen.
He fell asleep during sexy time. No one has ever fallen asleep on me during sexy time.
It's not about your sexy time.
No, it's about our sex.
Well, our boys seem to be going through a rough patch this episode. Carlos has been obsessed with solving his father's murder, which is totally understandable. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to lose a parent so unexpectedly like that and have no idea why. Carlos has no closure. But this has come at the expense of TK. When Carlos falls asleep during sexy time, it leads to our lovely Carlos going to couples therapy. I kind of wish we had the scene where they decided to go to couples therapy. Like, I just imagine TK having to convince a reluctant Carlos to go. Because even when they are at couples therapy at the beginning, Carlos seems to act like nothing is wrong, but there is.
Our first anniversary is coming up, and I don't know, I feel like we're already starting to drift apart.
Carlos, how does it feel to hear him say that?
It hurts. I don't want that.
So TK admits that he believes they are drifting apart, and this hits Carlos. You can tell Carlos has been unaware of how much his obsession has been hurting TK until TK makes that admission. And that admission hurts Carlos. Carlos loved TK and he never meant to make him feel like that. But grief can be a funny thing. I really love this therapy scene a lot, especially seeing Carlos open up emotionally. Carlos isn't always one to share his emotions, so I'm proud of him for it. And I'm glad we just got to showcase therapy on the show. I've gone to therapy before and I absolutely love it. And going to therapy doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Sometimes you just need that unbiased someone that will be willing to listen to you.
Expecting a knockdown drag out, and instead, there was Charles with a porterhouse steak under a heat lamp and a smile. And he said, I'm going to enjoy our time together, whether you like it or not. And from that moment on, I did.
Well, I guess I gotta make Carlos a porterhouse now.
So I love this scene between Tommy and TK. After TK's mom died, Tommy has truly become a mother figure to TK, and this bond is truly something special. I love the new information we learned about Tommy. It's something I never expected from her. But at the same time, being a paramedic is tough, and I'm sure some of the things she has seen has definitely been traumatic. It only makes sense how she reacted. But it's beautiful that her late husband, Charles, at the same time said enough is enough and made her a nice dinner and spent time with her, leading her to change her behaviors. I think that is some great advice to give TK.
How long y'all been married? Shoot, going on what? 11 years now?
And you remember the first arrangement that well?
Same one I've given her every anniversary, birthday, and Valentine's since.
Doesn't she ever feel like you're phoning it in?
Nah, man, she gets it.
Gets what?
All the while, Carlos asked Ranger Campbell what he thinks of his stationery he made for his and TK's anniversary. What a sweet gesture for Carlos to make that. I really hope he gave that to TK. I'm sure TK would have appreciated the thought and effort that went into it. However, Campbell goes on to tell Carlos that he gives his wife the same bouquet of flowers for every freaking occasion because he has more to think about with his job than worrying about a gift for his wife. Carlos, don't take notes from this guy. What a terrible husband. I truly feel bad for Campbell's wife. Like, I get being a Texas Ranger is an important job, but that does not give you the excuse to forget about your family. Work needs to stay at work. You need some sort of work-life balance. I myself refuse to take work home with me. Once I've left the office for the day, I'm done. I will not look at emails or even think about work. Our society is such a work-hard society, and I think many of us forget that we need that time for rest and to spend time with loved ones. This is something that Carlos needs to learn, and he does.
Couldn't have done it without your help.
All weekend she kept saying she wanted to talk to me. I think she was crying out for help. But I was always too busy working on a brief to notice. I lost my sister. My best friend. And for what? for a brief that my boss has already sent back to me to redo. It was all for nothing.
After solving the case, Carlos is talking with a woman whose sister was murdered. The woman is talking about the lost moments with her sister because she was too busy with work to pay attention. This is the turning point for Carlos. Carlos and TK's jobs can be dangerous. You never know if one day they don't make it home. Lord knows they've had plenty of close calls. Within Carlos' eyes, you can tell he has put work before his relationship. He has missed quality time with his husband because he's too focused on solving his father's murder. Life is too precious to be focused on work all the time, and this leads to what Carlos actually gives TK for their anniversary.
It's an empty box.
But not for long. Every time when I come home, I'll open it up and put away all my work files. My phone. All my obsessions.
You really don't have to promise me that, Carlos.
I do. Every second I get with you is a gift, and I'm done wasting it.
First of all, TK got Carlos a guitar with lessons for them to take together. My music-loving heart was so excited to learn that Carlos wanted to take guitar lessons and to do it together with his husband. It is never too late to learn something new. Too bad it wasn't a bass guitar, though. I could have taught them. But Carlos' gift was different, an empty box, but it won't be for long. Whenever he comes home, he will put his work files and equipment and phone in there, so he can focus and be present with his husband. No, Carlos' gift wasn't a lot, but it was meaningful. Carlos listened and took the criticism to heart. From now on, he's going to make the most of the time he gets to spend with TK, and I think that's all TK ever wanted. So last week, here was my top 5 favorite 911 Lone Star episodes. At number 1, we had 417 Best of Men and 418 In Sickness and in Health. At number 2, we had 3-4 Push. At number 3, we had 4-9 Roadkill. At number 4, we had 212 The Big Heat. And at number 5, we had 412 Swipe Left. Now, after this week's episode, here is my new top 5. As you can see, number 5 has added in 5-5 Thunderstruck. Y'all, I couldn't decide between Swipe Left and Thunderstruck for my 5th place episode, so for now, they are tied. To me, they are both my comfort episodes of the show, and both had storylines that I really related to. I love both so much, so right now they are both going to sit in 5th place. Alright guys, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this review. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks for the 5-6 episode review.